like, because I have so much love and acceptance. I think that that's, part of becoming a health coach. I really have so much love and acceptance for myself. And I had to look in the mirror and go, all right, Caroline Deisler gained weight over a year and a half and got her period back. I don't want to wait a year and a half.
Most of you know Christina Glows. She's the weight loss coach, the raw foodist, the health coach. And oh man, this video here, her life update where, she's gained about 15 pounds and she's wanting a baby and all of this. And so she had to switch her diet up a little bit. But this video, it gets worse and worse. It really does. And I'm trying to be very, very gentle here. And I thought I did a good job at that, but apparently not. People went crazy when I talked about Dr. Dre. Apparently, you have to, give this disclaimer that you're not a doctor. Obviously, I'm not a doctor, guys, okay? Obviously, I'm not diagnosing her. So, I don't know. People freak out when you say the A word, so I'm not even going to say it. But she was incredibly underweight. She still is. And looking at her face, it's hard to. I'm not going to lie. It is hard to. All of the fillers, and she's 27 years old. She's almost a decade younger than me. So, yeah, forgive me if this is a little bit hard. Somebody torturing themselves like this, and they're saying that they love themselves. Most of her following, I would say, is just people there to watch the show. Yeah, I know, it sounds horrible, but I'm pretty sure that's what's happening. And I would say she doesn't even really have clients. And if she does, the few that she has are just very, very sick people, sick girls who also have money and are looking for somebody like them.
Oh, I've gotten my boobs done, I've gotten my butt done, I got my hips done, I got my hips taken out. I spent 6 months of 2019 not walking, not exercising, not doing anything. I did not gain weight during that time because I ate a whole food plant-based diet. I gained weight when I was exercising and eating deep fried junk food. Grams, which is about 15 pounds, and says to me you look so much healthier now. And I'm like, that's really interesting because I've been eating junk. But all right, I had a lot of fun. I got to go to the vegan markets. I got to eat at this place. I got to eat at that place. But ultimately, it's not helping my health long term.
So the 15-pound weight gain. Before, she was basically a walking skeleton. I'm not even sure how she has hair at this point, unless she's, wearing extensions and whatnot. You see she has the loose skin, just severe emaciation. And now this is her on the beach. She is looking a little better, you have to give her that. She is covering her hips and she has her hair covering her shoulder blades. So I think, I was thinking she's in severe denial and delusion and everyone around her is just playing along in this world. But I think she somewhat knows, I think she knows, and she thinks she's fooling everybody else. So this is her now as well, and you can see the bone underneath her leg, so she clearly hasn't gained enough weight. Shar from Vegan Deterioration pointed out her veiny arms and how when she's gained enough weight, that will be gone. She'll be able to hold her child when she can have one. And she will provide warmth and, comfort.
And that's kind of where I'm at. So I've gotten half of those test results back. It's really not good news, actually. I found out I have failed ovary syndrome, and I found out I have hypothyroidism, which is, there's hyper and then hypo, which helps you it causes you to gain weight, causes you to feel fatigued, causes you to be cold all the time, certain things like that, have dry skin. So I currently have hypo, which is causing me weight gain as well. But, I needed to go through that anyways to see if that was a reason why I wasn't getting my period. So I'm not sure because I have the ovaries that are failed, if I'll be able to have children. It makes it really, really, really hard, especially with, the combination of having hypothyroidism. But I'm still waiting on 2 results back and we'll see how things go. Another update is that I got some allergy testing done and I got this tattoo. Just kind of don't know if you can see it. I'll post a photo later. But it says grain-free, and I am going grain-free because I'm allergic to things like oats and rice and barley and rye and things like that. So one thing to keep in mind is if you do decide to go on a raw vegan diet, or you do decide to give up milk, or you decide to give up anything, you will stop producing eventually the enzymes to digest those foods. So just keep that in mind, because I no longer have the enzymes to digest grains and stuff. And yes, I can take digestive enzymes and I can get through the meal, but I'm still getting extreme distress on my body because of that. I'm getting mucousy eyes, my body's puffing up, my legs, my arms, everything like that. And I'm having allergic reactions, not anaphylactic, but allergic, and I just can no longer digest them.
So I said it gets a lot worse, and it does. This isn't even what I'm talking about, but this is really bad. She, her ovaries are failing. She's got hypothyroidism. She has damaged herself to such an extent. She has basically rapidly aged herself, because both of these conditions are reserved usually for older women. So yeah, it's really sad. And she's in denial that, she can't see that she has done this to herself. So yeah, it's this rare, why did this happen to me? Oh, golly, sort of situation now where she had no control over it. That's sort of the way. And just like she's putting orthorexia out there, like, oh, I've conquered that, y'all. I've already been through all that, but it wasn't even anorexia. Oops, I said it. It wasn't even anorexia. It was orthorexia. Yeah, and I don't even have to deal with that anymore. That's how stellar, my mindset is. My mentality, my frame of mind is so strong. I've conquered all of that. And now I'm just having to deal with these random happenings that I had, no control over. And you may be thinking, well, surely her doctor, she's got a doctor who's testing hormones and all of this stuff. Surely her doctor is being straight with her about this so she can understand what she really needs to do to make a change here. Because she is going to have to make a huge change. And it's not just some plant fats, which did help her, by the way, some plant fats, adding that back into her diet. But she needs nourishment. She needs some nourishment, which you can only get from real food, animal foods. She needs synergistic, bioavailable nutrients. I mean, her body is going to give out so far ahead of time if she does not properly nourish herself. She can't even acknowledge that this diet that gave her menopause, that put her into menopause at 27 years old, that it was unhealthy. I mean, she talks like it was too healthy. That's why this happened. Oh my God. So yeah, she's so deep in this. She's so far brainwashed. I would say, she's not going to get out of this in time, at least. And that's probably a good thing, because she's following people like Ag in America. And I would say she looks at that type of woman and thinks she is a great mother and doing a great job. So yeah, she's got the money though. So if she were anywhere near, if it were anywhere near possible for her to get pregnant, she would pay and have this done.
I like getting tattoos that tell me what I can and can't eat, and I got one that says grain-free. After speaking with my doctor today, she wants me to go on the most anti-inflammatory diet right now. No oils, just whole foods, and we've decided that I should go back to a raw vegan diet. Mostly raw. I mean, she's really encouraging me to eat beans, like beans and tofu, so I might keep those in because they do have properties that do affect your hormones. But ladies, if you're missing your period, eating tofu and eating lots of beans is actually going to help. So tahini, tofu, like chickpeas, things like that. Very good for balancing your hormones.
So she is either lying or she has found a doctor that is completely ignorant. And I don't know. I mean, a doctor to tell her that she can go back to eating that way. Oh, but just keep beans in there for a little protein. No oils. You're going to get that from nuts and seeds, right? That's what she was eating before, mind you. This is how she was eating before, a whole foods, raw diet. And so this doctor somehow thinks beans are going to save her? It's incredible. It's incredible. This doctor, I mean, I'm glad she is checking her hormones and stuff, but this doctor, should be looking at her cholesterol. She should be talking to her about anorexia. I mean, I'm sorry, but she should be talking to her about that. She should be advising her to go and see a specialist. She should be encouraging her to at least eat some eggs. At least some eggs. But, cholesterol, something she desperately needs. Anyway, another concerning bit about this is the hypothyroidism. She's in probably the beginning stages, but she will start experiencing weight gain. That's a side effect, and she's not going to like that. She's already talking about how uncomfortable it is in this new body that she's in and getting used to this new weight. So imagine what happens when she starts gaining weight off of the amount of food she's eating. She said she was eating 3,000 calories on her raw food diet before.
Eat the oily foods. I mean, right, that's not what you should be eating every day, but God, give yourself a break. I did that for 6 months. I ate junk food like every day to get healthy, right? You don't need to do that. I personally have a fast metabolism and couldn't gain weight eating avocado and coconut. It just wasn't happening. Or it would have taken me 18 months like Caroline Deisler. And I want to have a baby yesterday. So, I had to do the work. And 15 pounds later, I'm going, all right, I'm not feeling so good anymore eating all this processed food. I'm going to go back to a raw vegan diet. But at least, I've gained the weight. I can take the weight out of the equation. And I really want to encourage all of you girls to absolutely eat more fat. Eat more fat. I was eating 40 to 50% fat. And I'm not saying that's healthy long term. I'm just saying I had to put weight on, and I'm embracing the weight.
Now, why would she think this? Why would she think that she has gained enough weight? Well, is her doctor telling her this? As a matter of fact, yes. Yes, the same doctor that wants her to go back to raw food is telling her that 5 pounds ago, she was okay. This was just a couple weeks ago. This picture right here, where you can see the bones in her femur bones. Your thighs, a woman's thighs, where you should have a comfortable amount of meat on your body. This is her doctor. I would like to know. I would like to dig and find out who this doctor is. And I realize Christina is a very extreme case on the spectrum of high carb, vegans who have these eating disorder mentalities where they think any amount of weight on your body is extra and that it's unnatural. Naturally, they have decided because eating raw foods, you can't put weight on your body like that. Not a considerable amount.
Brings me to talking about the benefits of gaining weight. This is hilarious, but I've basically become a man. And I mean that because I wake up in the morning and the only thing I think about is food and sex. And girls, I want to tell you why this is important to me, because I have spent the last 6 years having the lowest of lows in terms of the sex drive. Yes, I have been in relationships. Yes, I have been having sex quite frequently, but did that mean it was my drive? No, it just, sex felt good, and I really just didn't have this big burst of a sex drive until let's say my partner did something really nice for me or nice for my friends or something nice for my mom. I'd be like, oh my God, you're the nicest guy I've ever met in my life. I want to jump on you right now. But other than that, I just didn't really have a high sex drive until now. And I'm not entirely sure if it has to do with eating more fat or having more fat on the body. I think in terms it has to do with having more fat on the body, because I do know people who eat a low-fat diet that still have a good sex drive, but they have more fat already on their body. So if you aren't having a lot of sex hormones going through your body, eat more fat, get more fat on the body. And the only reason why I'm saying this is because if I was getting my period the way I used to look before, and I was getting my period the way I look now, which I haven't got it yet, but I'm working on it, if somebody asked me to choose which body I would rather have, for that one doesn't have sex hormones and the one I have right now does, I would say with the sex hormones. Because I remember what it was like to be with my first boyfriend that I loved, when I was 17 to 19, having sex so many times a day. And I literally remember one of my friends calling me out at a party when I was younger because she was like, Christina broke... Oh, she was trying to call me out and embarrass me, but it didn't work. She was like, Christina broke a laptop because she watched so much porn and got a virus on it. It was true. I was 18 years old, so many sex hormones, so crazy. Definitely ate more fats back then, lots of oils, things like that. And had a little bit of a bigger body weight, more like I have now. And, I missed those hormones, and I thought they were never gonna come back. I didn't really realize they were due to like a low body fat percentage, but fat is really linked to hormones. And all right, I want to have sex. Like, is this person available? Is this person married? Girlfriend, fiance? Like, I just have no manners. Like, that has been the biggest benefit to gaining weight. The other one is that I actually think I have a better chance of falling in love now, which sounds so crazy, but like, men look at me way more now, which is weird because I used to have this like model body, and now I have more of like, you know, like a womanly body. But that's what men are actually attracted to, ladies. Like, you can go and look like a twig and even, you know, eat like a lot of calories like I was. And there's nothing wrong if that's what you want to look like. But if you're not getting your period and you're not having healthy sex hormones, or there's something you're hiding, like an eating disorder or something like that, it's just not worth it. Because right now, like, I have never in my life, like, I'm still getting used to this new body. Like, don't get me wrong, like, I'm uncomfortable with it a little bit. But I chose health. I did the steps to get there. I'm still going forward with it. And I just feel like sexy. Like, I feel sexy. I feel like I have curves. I look like a woman. Like, men on the street, they're looking at me more. Before, I was like, they're looking at me because my face is puffy and like stuff like that. But no, they're looking at me because I look like a woman. I want to have sex with all of them. I finally feel like I'm getting my health back.
So yeah, what to even say to that? She thinks that she was at she looked like a model before. She thinks now she looks like womanly. And the people around her in her little delusional bubble, she's got her cameraman, she's got this doctor that may or may not believe this sort of stuff. And maybe, you know, I'm thinking these people are all just, you know, lying to her and telling her what she wants to hear because she has money, and basically she's paying them all, you know. But this movement is growing, this high carb, low fat, Durian Rider, AGA in America way of seeing the world, where we are all just obese and we can't see that this is our natural state, to be this thin and to have such a small amount of body fat and muscle on your body that if you got sick, if you got stranded somewhere, you would die within days. I mean, you have nothing to survive off of. So this movement is growing. So, it's possible that the people around her really do believe some of this stuff. I mean, they probably see her as an extreme still. But yeah, as far as the sex hormones go, of course, yes, of course you need fat. Your cells are made of fat. Your mitochondria, your body needs fat. You need fat-soluble vitamins. So to think you can just rule these out and you can make your own cholesterol and you can just have this clean body that's just been cleansed and washed and scrubbed of everything from the inside out, how does that make sense? It is the dumbest. Our brains are made of fat. We have fatty tissue all over our body storing nutrients for us. Fat is your lubricant. And of course you're not going to have a sex drive if you're all dried up and you have no lubrication throughout your cells, throughout your entire body. And you'll improve. If you're in such a dire state that plant fats will give you this much improvement, your body will try to utilize whatever you're giving it. Don't you see? Your body is a machine. It is this miraculous work of art, and it will try to do its best with whatever you give it. But know that your cells are going to be made out of these damn plant fats, if that's what you're giving it.
And stuff like that. I find it very hard to gain weight eating avocado and coconuts and healthy fats like tahini. Set a weight that you should hit for you to get your period. So I did reach that 5 pounds ago. So I decided to gain 5 more pounds. Really, it just meant a lot more Indian food, deep fried sausage rolls, and stuff like that. Clothes don't fit and it's been uncomfortable, but ladies, it's getting over that orthorexic, high carb mindset and realizing that we do need extra fat on our bodies if we want to have children. And I have learned that if you haven't gotten your period in 3 months, it's very, very, very concerning. And you should go to the doctor, because I just found out that I have failed ovaries and also I have hypothyroidism. And that's causing more weight gain as well. It's causing me to be very tired, very cold all the time. And it's not good, long-term effects. So I'm dealing with it.
There's really not much more to say, It's really sad. She's trying to convince herself and everyone around her that she is all of these things she wishes she were. Her accent is constantly changing. I don't even know if she really knows who she is. So yeah, it's sad. And as she was saying about the fats, you know, plant fats, as it's not what your body wants, you know. So this hypothyroidism and this ovarian failure, it's a direct result of not getting the fat you need and being so extremely low fat for all of this time. These essential fatty acids are so important for so many functions in the body. And this is why a healthy baby is chubby. They're growing constantly. They're needing this fat. You need to look at the composition of breast milk and become that. Become that, and then be able to provide that after you can conceive and bear a child. And granted, she has, 10 more years or so if she were to get healthy. Like I said, I highly doubt, you know, she'll be able to make that huge transition into that mindset. But because it would be a huge transition to realize that you are an animal. You need saturated fat. You need stable fat. You need nutrients. You need your body to be made like an animal, not like a plant.
Another question, will you ever dissolve your filler? Oh my gosh. Well, I haven't gotten filler in my face. I've gotten Botox. Botox takes away wrinkles, but I haven't gotten like filler in my cheeks or anything in over 9 months, which means it should be dissolved. And this is just fat. It's just pure fat. I ate fat. I've gained fat. I am fatty. My cameraman's laughing at me right now. But will you ever dissolve your filler? Well, it's dissolved, I think. It's just fat. My doctor this morning told me that I should be eating an anti-inflammatory diet, that it was great that I ate all the oils and that sort of thing to gain weight quickly, but now that weight isn't a concern, she doesn't want me to just keep gaining weight for no reason. She wants me to focus on anti-inflammatory foods, which would be a mostly raw diet, but she does want me to eat tofu and stuff like that because, again, it helps with your hormones, and I need to rebalance my hormones. So I will be going back to a mostly raw diet, cutting out the oils and that sort of thing now, but just, you know, enjoying life.
It's a religion at this point. It's a really weird, really sad religion.